Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul, your Sunday morning chat for people on the sunny side of 60. It is Sunday, May 3rd, 2026, and some people will agree with something I did, and some people will completely disagree with something I did. I trashed my lifelong photo album collection. So you may remember that around 2000 is when the digital photography age really started taking hold. And I got in on that with some of the lousy cameras that we had at the time. I took pictures, I started saving them. Up to that point, I had been saving all of my photo prints in photo albums, and they were all stored on a wall-size shelf in one of the rooms of my house. And with the digital age coming in, I basically had two photo collections. One was the shelf that had all my photo albums on it, and the other was a file system that I was developing on my computer. And after about 6 or 7 years of this, it started to seem like I had two completely unrelated methods of saving my photos. I started to feel like I wanted one system, and the new modern system seemed to be the way to go. So it took me probably a couple of years to really decide I wanted to go through with this. But then I started going through all of my old photo albums and scanned each picture one by one and incorporated them into the digital system that I was using to save all my digital photographs. So I did that. It took about 5 or 6 years to actually go through them all. But in the long run, I'm happy with what I did. And I feel like it's a very simple method of saving my photography without a lot of clutter. People know that I am a minimalist, and I really appreciate the space that it saved in my house by not having all those photo albums around anymore. So once I got everything scanned and saved into my digital photography album on my computer, I came up with a method of sharing them with my family members, especially my daughters. I found an online website where I could put all of my photos online. I have my own password to get in there and maintain and manage the system, but I have another password that I've shared with family members so that they can go in and see all the pictures that they want to see and even download them to their own photo collections if that's what they wanted to do. And it's actually worked out quite well. I pay approximately $100 a year for this service. There are a number of websites out there that you can use to store your photos and share with your family members. So people will ask, what did I do with all of those pictures that I scanned? Did I throw them away? In most cases, no. What I did was I put them all in a box. Just a couple boxes. It takes up a lot less space than the large shelf that I was using. And I actually went through my photos again very recently because I decided to create one physical photo album with highlights of various parts of my life and people from my past that I would like to remember. This is the single photo album that I now have. I went through my box of photo prints and picked out pictures that I wanted to include in here. It starts with pictures of me as a baby. This is me when I was 1 day old. It was the first picture ever taken of me. Some other baby pictures and young pictures. Me growing up through the ages. Pictures of my mom, pictures of my dad, and so forth. And I have this available if I just want to take it out and people want to look at physical pictures as opposed to looking at pictures online. The way that I usually share pictures is I just show pictures from my phone like everybody else does. And I can also share pictures on my Facebook page. Occasionally I'll take one out and say, oh, here's a picture I remember from whatever the situation was. One thing that I find is kind of fun with my family members, being that I share pictures with them on a private online photo album, is on birthdays, Some of us have gotten into the habit of finding an older picture and saying, "Oh, happy birthday to so-and-so." And then if I try to find a picture of myself with that person, but even so, just a picture of them at a younger age to say happy birthday. It's kind of fun. So what I'm doing with this online photo album that I share with my family members is I'm planning on keeping it for the rest of my life. And then after that, I leave it up to my daughters to decide what they want to do with it from that point on. So those are some simple thoughts about how to save photos. You may agree with what I did, you may disagree with what I did, but it's a decision that I made with a lot of thought going into it, and I've been very happy with it ever since. Finally, I should mention that I gave the box of photo prints to my sisters, and they are going to go through and pick out what they want, and then other family members may also decide what they want from those boxes. So most of the photo prints are still in existence, but they've been passed on to other family members that want them. Hot Chocolate with Paul is a video log of life experiences that I feel might inspire other people. I'm a minimalist 60-plus geezer in the making. Sometimes my wife Stacy will appear. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can catch new videos whenever they come out.